Like when cheating comes up, a lot of the time we hear this like, oh, I had a feeling, so I looked at her phone or his phone or whatever. If you have the feeling you should be looking at their messages, like just trust your feeling and break up with them. You don't need proof.
And how can you possibly stay with them in the first place if you've now gone and violated their privacy by doing this? I mean, the relationship is over, either way.
Exactly. Welcome to the X-Files, a podcast about breakups, broken hearts, and moving on. I'm Claire.
And I'm Janice. We are breakup coaches, here to help you beat your breakup,
heal your broken heart,
and move on to an amazing, abundant life.
Welcome to a highly anticipated episode of the X-Files, at least from my clients have been asking for it for months now. So
interesting. Yeah. I don't know if I realized that. I love so much that we have such different things going on in our practices sometimes, because I've helped people with cheating related things, but I don't know that I've had it requested. So interesting. Yeah. Well, here you go, Claire's clients. We're here for you.
shout them out. But yeah, we are excited to dive into this. And I think we hesitated for a while because like we, a lot of times we speak from personal experience and we don't really have much personal experience in this area. At least to our knowledge. We were laughing about it. We're like, I mean, it could have happened, but we don't know.
Right. It hasn't played a role in our breakups.
Exactly.
Again, that we are aware of.
So that we know about. But yeah, in the research for this, lots of really interesting stuff came out. And so our intentions,
I was just going to say also, it has come up in my practice a lot. And so I've been able to coach people through it. So I now feel confident talking about it. But yeah, that was my hesitation before, that I didn't have personal stories.
Yeah. And so our intentions with this are to kind of give like a broad overview of cheating and then dive a little bit into like how you start regaining your confidence after the fact if you've been cheated on, because that's usually where people are requesting assistance. But just like FYI, we do see ourselves coming back to this in the future. I think there are some books we'll mention that I haven't read yet that I think are changing the conversation about cheating a little bit, especially around women cheating versus like the kind of stereotypes of like men being these
he won't leave his wife.
Rakes. He won't leave his wife because it's like her birthday next month and things have been hard or whatever.
I mean, that is common, more common than you would think. But yes, definitely. It's everyone does it. It's not just a male
everyone
thing.
does it. But yeah, so basically our intentions are this is like an introduction to cheating. And we'll build on it from here. But first we want to invite you to our very first event. We are so excited and it's exciting. So it will actually be on Valentine's Day. We wanted to offer something for anyone who doesn't have plans that day and they're kind of not looking forward to it. We want to give you something to look forward to. And we're making it part hangout, part live Q&A recording. So, don't worry, you don't have to have your voice on the podcast, but you can drop your questions beforehand or in the chat while we are having the event, and we will answer them with you and be able to like do follow-up questions as well. Because I know that's, you can't talk back to the podcast, but we want to give you the chance to talk back to
come hang out with us. Let's chat about your breakup. Or a date, if you have a dating question, a personal growth question,
a moving on,
a self-care question. Any of that. And yes, I do want to make sure that we emphasize that we will be respecting everyone's privacy. But you will have a chance to interact directly with us.
We won't be like all saying like F you, Mike, for screwing with her heart.
Caroline from LA would like to know.
Here are a bunch of identifying features. No, we won't be doing that. We'll be keeping it very,
Yes.
You won't be able to tell who is asking these questions or where they are or whatever. So yeah, so it's going to be February 14th, 8 p.m. Eastern. That is 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. I know it's a Monday, but you guys, if you want to come Pacific Time, like if you want to come in a little late, maybe if you get off at 5, like I think we've planned out an hour and a half. So, if you're worried about making it on time, DM us and we can like come up
we'll figure it out.
Yeah. But we were trying to make it work for most of the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, this is going to work for our friends down under as well.
Yes, we do have plenty of friends down
Yes,
under.
it's going to be at a good time for a lot of people. And you know what? It is actually Valentine's Day. So
yes.
I love Valentine's Day, and it super bums me out when I hear people say that, it sucks because, you're not with someone, or it sucks being single on Valentine's Day. And so, we want to be there for you and also help you to maybe like create some new Valentine's memories so that you can actually look forward to it in the future, regardless if you're with someone or not.
Exactly. Yeah. So you are invited. If you are a current or past client, we do have a discount code that will give you, free entry. If you aren't a current client or a past client, it's $10, and you can find the link in any of our Instagram bios. We're literally about to drop it into our Instagram bios. So yeah, come say hi, and we'll have I think the second half of it, we won't be recording, and we'll have more of a hangout where we can chat and everything. So yeah, we're really excited.
I'm so stoked. I can't wait to meet more of our listeners. So come join us.
Yes, come join us. All right. Cheating.
All right. That's our filler word. Sorry, world. All right. Go, Claire.
So cheating. So we said before, we don't have much experience with cheating. My experience with cheating is being accused of cheating. So I've talked a bit about my toxic ex, who I call him that because I was worried about calling him emotionally abusive because I wasn't sure if it counted. But after our episode with Ruth Glenn during Domestic Violence Awareness Month, she was like, yeah, that's abuse.
Well, and also the story you're about to tell is sketchy as fuck. I mean,
yeah.
In my opinion.
Okay. In Janice's humble opinion. So I was accused of cheating after I broke up with him. His proof was from hacking my Facebook accounts, and reading a chat where I was telling my best friend that I wasn't happy in the relationship, because of all the emotional abuse, but I didn't realize what it was at the time. I was just kind of like listing it out. And that, like, I had kind of a wake up moment because a cute guy in one of my classes had done something really nice for me. And I was like, oh my God, my boyfriend has never done anything like that for me ever. And this is just, basically a stranger just did something nice. And the nice thing that he did was getting me some extra lab materials, so I didn't lose points in class because my materials were coming in the mail and they were running late and I was gonna lose points. And he was, a procrastinator, so he was getting his stuff like right then, and he just came back with 2 of what everyone needed.
Yeah, that's really nice. Very considerate, and definitely the type of thing that you would kind of just want to assume a partner would kind of do here and there.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It's kind of the simple
it's the simple things.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
And like compare that to my boyfriend at the time, who, like, Christmas came, my parents have a funny sense of humor, so they gave me a giant coin jar that they were just collecting. I
remember this.
And he convinced me that half of it was his. Even though it was just for me. Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah, so he would never just like put up the money for like a $15 lab supply, Anyway, that's beside the point. But
Okay.
after I broke up with him, so that's what the conversation that he saw in my Facebook account was. I mentioned that this guy was cute and he did something nice for me. And he was like, "You're a cheater, 100%." Even though, first of all, you shouldn't be hacking my Facebook.
No, everyone, no, this is not okay. I don't care how justified you are.
Yeah.
I cannot believe how widespread it so quickly became to read people's Facebook messages.
Yeah.
And I talked to so many people who say that they've done it. And no, you got no. You cannot do that to someone.
I guess
and as someone who's
yeah.
had it happen a few times and who's never done it, I can't imagine feeling like that is okay. But yeah, where's the conversation around him completely violating your privacy?
Yeah.
That's hacking into your account. That is.
Yeah.
Even if it was already up, you're accessing someone's account that's not yours. It's hacking.
Yeah. I mean, that was definitely not the worst thing he did. He also hacked my school account and dropped my classes twice. So I mean, he was crazy. But I was accused of cheating after the fact, and he kind of just like relentlessly spread it within our friend group. And, you know, I just really distanced myself from everyone because like no one was safe after that. Yeah. So I'm sure like reading that chat like hurt my ex's feelings because, you know, like obviously no one would want to read that, you know, your partner found someone else cute or that they weren't happy in the relationship or that they were comparing your current boyfriend to someone else. But for me, I don't see that as cheating. Like, I think that's more like processing emotions with my longtime best friend. You know,
well, I mean, that's the thing about private messages. I mean, as you know, I've had a couple of people hack my account, including an employer. And I was speaking with another coworker about how miserable we were and how awful she was. And it's like, yes, no one wants to read that about themselves.
No.
But it's a private conversation. I mean, everyone complains about work.
Yeah.
You know, and it doesn't even matter. We don't even have to sit here and justify it the way that we are. You should never look at someone's private messages.
Yeah, you shouldn't. And I think like when cheating comes up, a lot of the time we hear this like, oh, I had a feeling, so I looked at her phone or his phone or whatever. I think both of us are on that page. We're like, if you have the feeling you should be looking at their messages, like just trust your feeling and break up with them. You don't need proof. Like the only reason you need to break up with someone is because you don't want to be with them. Like you don't need to like hang them with their words or whatever, you know?
And I mean, and how can you possibly stay with them in the first place if you've now gone and violated their privacy by doing this? I mean, the relationship is over, you know, either way.
Exactly. Like it's over. And I think that's like a justification a lot of the time. It's like, well, you know, it was okay to break his trust because like I knew at that point it was over. And it's like, no, maybe just don't. You know, you can have your suspicions or whatever, or you can find things out other ways. Don't go like going through messages. I just think it's bad juju. It's bad karma. You don't, you know, you wouldn't want someone doing that to you. So, you know,
I think we've made ourselves
abundantly clear.
I hope that we haven't left anything up to a question.
But on the subject of like experiencing cheating, for me, the only other thing is with this same person, he slid into my DMs about like maybe a year and a half or 2 years ago and started like complaining about his girlfriend at the time. And immediately deleting the messages after I read them.
What a piece of work.
Yeah, he's a piece of work. So there's a difference between my talking to my best friend who's completely platonic. We're both straight. There's no romantic future there. I don't think that going to an ex, especially one that you've made it very clear that you are like kind of obsessed with, weirdly. Like, I don't think going and complaining about your current partner to someone who like potentially could, like, I mean, obviously it's not going to happen with me, but like in his eyes, like has romantic potential. Like, I think that is like, that's getting close to cheating.
Yeah,
right?
but still, I can't say, because as we're gonna keep on coming back to, I really think it has to do with what the agreement around you was with his partner.
I
Was he
mean,
saying that you guys weren't talking? Was, I would have to come back to, what they both thought, what they had agreed upon. Yeah.
I mean, I just have a feeling she didn't agree upon him
I
talking
would
shit about
I would
her and then
strongly
deleting
suspect
the
you're
messages.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is my experience with cheating.
Yeah.
And like, I want to read, a few listeners beat me to it. I've had these books both highly recommended, I'm especially excited about Untrue: Why Nearly Everything We Believe About Women, Lust, and Infidelity is Wrong, and How New Science Can Set Us Free. Very interesting. It's by Wednesday Martin. And Sex at Dawn: How We Mate, Why We Stray, and What That Means for Modern Relationships by Christopher Ryan, which I think you've read.
Yeah, no, so it's on my list. So maybe we should start it at the same time. Yeah, I told you about this a couple weekends ago. So let's get it and read it.
Okay. All right, we'll read it. We'll report back. So Janice, what have you experienced firsthand or secondhand with cheating?
Well, so not a lot. As I said, I don't know that it has played a role in any of my breakups. I've definitely had breakups that were still very messy, but not that it didn't play a factor. Yeah. So I don't have that many personal experiences. I do have a story that I'm going to share in this episode that does have to do a little bit with non-monogamy and my experience in, polyamorous relationships. So that, I think that's going to be interesting. And it's really making the point that I think was important to you to make, that this actually doesn't really have anything to do with monogamy or polyamory. Even in polyamorous relationships, it all comes down to agreements that you have with all of your partners. I just want to point that out.
Cool.
But yeah, like I also said, I have worked with a lot of people really, really early on in my coaching. I had people approach me who had either cheated or been cheated on. So I definitely know the dynamics, and I'm looking forward to getting into it.
Yeah. All right. So what is cheating? Like, we kind of started trying to piece this apart. I mean, there are situations that are irrevocably cheating, but there are some areas that people can debate.
Oh yeah, they do for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, and so when it comes to irrevocably cheating, what is that to you?
So for me, I think that would be like physically sleeping with someone else when you're in a monogamous relationship. I think that is, I mean, you can't really make an argument for that not being cheating. Like, you're endangering not just someone's emotions, but like you're basically, I know in polyamory you have like fluid bonded partners, right? So like that would be like unawares, you're forcing your partner who thinks she's just sleeping with you, she's now fluid bonded possibly with someone she doesn't even know and she's not aware of. It's like dangerous physically. Like, we gotta have safe sex, guys. And cheating typically endangers that practice of safe sex. So so that for me, I'd be like, yeah, that's cheating. Like, no, I don't think anyone could argue that it's not.
But this is one thing that you've come up with, and we're going to talk more about this and, communication with partners and everything, and why it's really not a black and white issue at all, which is what I kind of love about this. For instance, this whole talking to someone thing.
Yeah. So talking to someone, I think, okay. So talking with someone, obviously it gets into what you're talking about and who you're talking with. I think if you are telling someone who's not your partner that you love them in a romantic way, even if you've never even touched each other, like I think that's emotional cheating. If they're, if they're under the impression that they're the only one you are romantically involved with, you can't be having, a like a internet romance on the side. Like
Yep, and we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
For sure.
But then, like then you get into like, oh, well, I've never like expressed feelings. We just, we're friends, but like sometimes we kind of flirt back and forth, but it's just like the thing we do as friends. Well, like, would you do that in front of your partner?
Yeah, that's really what it comes down to.
I feel like that's what would, like you're doing something wrong if you wouldn't do those same things in front of your partner. Or if you did, your partner would be upset. So I think,
and I just want to point out that this whole talking to someone thing, this is a really it's a big issue. I asked in the Facebook group if anyone wanted to share their experiences of cheating, and not surprisingly, not very many people did, but one of our active members said, that was kind of why his last relationship had broken up, and that his partner had just been continuing to talk with someone that he, had insisted things weren't romantic with, but that, it kind of came through that it was romantic and that it was also sexual. And, the partner kept on saying that he was going to stop, and he didn't. And really what it comes down to is you're being lied to. And that's what I think is much more the problem, rather than, the act itself is a lying and the betrayal. And that is going to be different for every single couple.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So what I'm getting down to is that cheating is anything outside the agreed upon terms of the relationship. And this is different for everyone. This is why you got to talk to your partners, people. You can cheat, for instance, in a polyamorous relationship by breaking the agreements about who you have relationships and encounters with. And the one experience that I kind of have is when I was living in Australia, there was someone interested in me who was in an open relationship, and he pursued me pretty hard. And, he would message me quite a bit. I was living in Bali at the time. And so, when he would message me, we would talk, and, it was a lot, I have to say. But, I kind of thought it was nice. I was alone over there. And so then at one point, he actually came to me, one day and said that his primary partner had been growing, like increasingly annoyed with how often he was messaging me and how much time, that he spent texting back and forth with me, because, to them, this was outside, I guess, their agreement, which I mean, I didn't take it on as a, personally, because I didn't, know this. I wasn't asking him to pursue me, but really, in their relationship, they had agreed that he would have sexual encounters with people, but not kind of cross over the line to getting as emotionally involved as, she was, perceiving our connection to be. That's not how I felt about it, but so that this was outside of their agreement, and she was fully within her right. And we kind of throttled back a little bit. Should we take a quick break to talk about one of our podcast buddies?
Yes.
All right. Bitches, Witches, and Queers is a podcast by life coach Christina Carlson, and dives into the intimacies and spiritual practices of thought leaders, healers, and creatives to find insight on what spirituality means to different people. Isn't that cool?
That's awesome.
I love it.
Awesome.
So Christina herself is an ex-Christian and approaches this subject with openness and creativity. And I happen to know this for a fact because I was on her show back in August to discuss my sordid history, both growing up Mormon and leaving / running practically from the faith.
Yeah.
So if anyone is interested, the episode's titled Cut Off from Mormonism with Janice Formicella. And I can absolutely promise you she's a great interviewer. And one thing that makes her a great interviewer is that she's a great coach. I've worked with Christina. She's wonderful. I highly recommend this show. Anyone interested in personal growth, spirituality and personal development.
Yeah. I listened to the episode that featured you, Janice, and like I learned things about you that I didn't even know after, at that point, like 8 or 9 months of basically talking to you every day. So yeah, Christina's a great interview. It's a great show, and we're really excited to be making, I mean, we knew her before the podcast, but making podcast friends out there. And we know that you guys, this is not the only podcast you listen to. So you are welcome to check out everything else in the world.
For sure.
And Christina
there's room
is
for
one of
everyone.
Those people that we'd love to share with you. So
check her out on Instagram as well. She has a really fun feed.
Yeah.
All right. Let's.
All right. That's okay. It's gonna become a joke now. We're gonna make merch with all right. Even though you guys don't know this, but I cut out a lot of all rights. But I'm gonna stop because I think it's just our thing now.
We've gotten better. But we've also got become more aware of it as well.
Yeah.
And so we're having fun with it. Yeah. So let's get back into cheating.
Woo.
I really want to stress that so much of this comes down to the importance of define the relationship talks.
Yeah.
I mean, there is so much discussion about what constitutes actual cheating. And so you have to have conversations with your fucking partner.
Which are hard and not
it is
normalized.
Hard. But that's where the cheating comes in, is when someone violates the conversation that you've had and the agreement that you made with them. And so you have to constantly be having these conversations. I am really surprised about how much the issue of talking to someone's ex comes up. For me, I don't think that would possibly bother me, but I would probably, you would have conversations about this. You cannot, read anyone's mind, and really, you can't. Yeah, you just have to do it. So
yeah, and
then go ahead.
Just to I think one of the reactions to that statement might be that people who do the things that are in the gray area, they know, and they're purposely not bringing it up because they know that their partner would likely find it unacceptable. And so they're kind of just doing it. With that kind of get out of jail card of being like, well, we never defined that as a thing,
True. So I think what I would say to that is that if that's the case, because I guess you can't talk about every scenario and possibility, but when you start trying to keep it a secret, and or you start feeling guilty about it, then I think actually you're not even in a gray area. I think you're over into the black.
Okay.
But I just think in general, though, to prevent some of this and having conversations ongoing about what you both expect out of the relationship and out of your partner is so important. For instance, the last person I dated in Australia, we had both had poly backgrounds. But then when we came together, he, flat out said, for at least the first however long it was, I want us to be sexually exclusive. Yeah. And I agreed to that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It was probably uncomfortable for him. But we had to talk it through.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And if you're uncomfortable bringing something up, yes, it's uncomfortable and we're not taught how to have these conversations, and we're typically haven't had much practice having those conversations the first few times you bring it up, but it is important, and I think it will change the landscape of dating if this does become normalized, yeah, and even if it doesn't work out with you guys, like chances are you've created a ripple effect, and they're going to like approach their next relationships by being like open
that's
and
such a good
saying these
point.
things. Oh, there's a
Yeah,
little wind chime.
I'd actually love us to do an episode on define the relationship coming up.
Yeah.
Because I think it's so important. And I actually came up with a list last night on things that would probably be in the gray area unless you talked about them. All right.
Ooh, what are those?
So looking at porn. Some are going to say yes.
Okay.
Some are going to say no.
All right.
Being a fans only subscriber.
Oh,
yeah.
A fans only subscriber.
Mm-hmm.
Is that our off-brand way of saying it? I think it's only fans.
Oh, okay, I want to make sure.
Maybe it's like there's a copyright infringement.
No, I want to make
we're saying fans only.
No, sex with Emily. No, she talks about it all the time.
Okay,
so
only fans.
Only fans. Okay. Clearly,
like
I'm not on.
I like our band.
Clearly, I'm not on it, but I do know that
not subscribing to OnlyFans.
So, another one is flirting. Yep. Some people would say that's cheating. I'm a huge flirt. I do not think it is. But again, I mean, I would be talking with my partners about it.
Though?
Exactly. So then that's the next thing. Well, then what constitutes flirting? Got to talk about it.
Yeah.
Having a dating profile.
Oh, yeah. That's
going on a date. And then a follow-up to that. What even constitutes a date? You know, what if you went out to dinner with someone? You know, you could, anyways, you got to talk about it. Getting someone's number.
Yeah.
Meeting with an ex or communicating with an ex. So these, I think, are all things that you could have conversations with your current partners about and then agree what the expectation is.
Yeah.
I read multiple studies that surveyed people, monogamous straight people, about the various acts that they believe would or would not constitute cheating. And so, and you got, for instance, like rating something on a scale of 1 to 10 that it's cheating or not. And besides sexual intercourse inside of an exclusive relationship, there was a huge range of opinions about what constitutes cheating, with a lot of the opinions like in the 5 area. So for instance, kissing, thinking about someone, sitting on someone else's lap. Yeah, there was a wide range of opinions. And so this is why it's hard to come on and say what is cheating.
Yeah.
Because it's also hard for us to come on and say what's on someone else's mind. You know?
Yeah.
It's really specific to each relationship and it has to be discussed.
Yeah. Ooh.
The wheels are turning. I mean,
I had never considered that some people wouldn't consider kissing cheating. Or sitting on someone's lap. I feel like
see, and for me, I'm like sitting on someone's lap. Who cares?
Oh.
Honestly, I was like, I was surprised they even put that in there. But yeah, I think sitting on someone's lap was like in the 6 or 7. But for me, I don't think that would bother me. But
weird. Yeah. I mean, if it was like if I was like the lightest person in a car and we needed to squeeze in and I had to sit on someone's lap, like, but I would never go and like plop on someone's lap. And also if my boyfriend was in the car, I would sit on his lap.
See, this is just the perfect example of how opinions are so different on this. If I walked into a room, and I have walked into a room and seen someone sitting on my boyfriend's lap, I don't know. It doesn't bother me. I'm just like, they're hanging out. I don't.
Daggers.
So to me, I guess
daggers thrown.
And I guess to me, that just
also,
doesn't seem that intimate.
He would let that happen too.
Well, because I think that you and your partner have a understanding and agreements about these things.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So very interesting. No, this is really good. Yeah, I think, wow. I mean, I think a lot of this is going to surprise, like, most of I think things that surprise some people are going to not surprise others, but I think like cumulatively almost everything probably could surprise someone, like, because everyone's opinion is so different. But I was surprised about those. So why do people cheat? Like, so we've we've talked about how it's hard to define. But why do people cheat? First of all, both men and women cheat at about the same rate. The lifetime prevalence of infidelity is approximately 20 to 25% of marriages. So, marriage is looking kind of, if 50% of them end in divorce and 20 to 25% of them involve cheating, it's anyway.
Marriage ain't looking so good.
It's just, it's funny.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah, it's just this thing that people strive for in our society typically. And really,
it's not all it's cut out to be.
Yeah, it's just like dating, except there's more money and legal fees involved. That was from a 2017 study by Fincham and May in the Current Opinion in Psychology. So there was also a study published in Journal of Sex and Marital Therapy, if you want to talk about that, Janet.
Go ahead.
Okay, so it's called What Do People Do, Say, and Feel When They Have Affairs? Associations Between Extra-Dynamic Infidelity Motives with Behavioral, Emotional, and Sexual Outcomes. So this was a 2020 study. The investigation included 495 people, 87.9% identified as heterosexual. So there's that. And they asked, why did you do it? And analysis revealed there's 8 key reasons. So anger, self-esteem issues, lack of love or falling out of love. A different study, Selterman and Co. in 2019 called it falling out of love, while this one called it lack of love. Low commitment, need for variety, neglect, sexual desire, and this situation or circumstance just happened to happen, I guess.
If it happened to happen, though, I would say that would be a lack of commitment, really.
Yeah,
because things just don't happen.
Yeah, you're not like, I think it's like the typical idea is like a business trip, and you just, you're drinking at the bar and one thing leads to another, and it's like, no, one thing doesn't lead to another. Like, I have had nights when I've drank a lot and I've never gotten to the point where I would like hook up with someone random and cheat on my partner. Right. Like, I'm in control. At least I'm not in control of my balance, but I'm not like falling with my vagina onto something, dick. Like I'm not falling onto someone's dick. So I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Have you heard the Esther Perel TED Talk on infidelity?
Oh my God.
It's
good. Been a while, I think.
She talks about how often people cheat / have sexual intercourse in exclusive relationships because they're trying to make up for something that they see lacking in their life. Often.
It's sad. Esther Perel does like really great research on this. There was a book, I can't remember the name of it, but I should add it to my list.
Mating in Captivity.
Mating in Captivity. Yes. So that's now going to be on my list as well for I guess number 2.
her approach, though, I guess goes into our very next topic, which is, can you recover from it?
Yes.
And she is very pro recovery. And I would say I'm not really on that side of things, but she does interesting research.
Yeah,
for sure.
It is interesting. I've heard several podcasts with her on it. Like there's one on Girls Gotta Eat. Highly recommend.
I listened to that.
Yeah, and like she's pro recovery to a point. She's like, if you've tried everything and you still just feel like you can't forgive this, like, then it's time.
Yes,
to
for
move
sure.
on.
Yeah.
So she's not like do or die with it, but she is very much giving people the chance. Which leads to our next question. What do you think, Janice? Can a relationship recover from cheating?
So I would say that if you are listening to this podcast and cheating played a factor in your breakup that you are now struggling with, let's keep on moving forward.
Yeah,
I would say. I think that it's very unlikely, but I also don't think that you should go back and forth with a partner regardless of the reason of the
Mhm.
breakup. And I would say, yeah, especially cheating.
Especially with cheating.
Yeah, inside the bonds of marriage, if you just immediately decide to try and work it out, that's your prerogative. But as far as breakups go, and what I know of our audience, I would say maybe give it a pass.
Oh yeah, this is flashing me back to last year's Valentine's Day episode. Remember the glamorous older lady in Valentine's Day who, after like 50 years, finally told her husband that she had cheated on him while he
So
was on
many
business
problems.
in their 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So first of all, I'm wondering if maybe we can re-release that episode, because that was a really good happy hour episode.
Let's
we were
re-release it.
laughing, and I remember particularly when we were talking about that part where she goes flying through the crowd.
She was
looking
flying
for her
through
partner. Right. Look, that's a very, very unique and specific situation, but they decided then and there that they were going to work it out, and possibly they did. But I don't think that her jilted husband was listening to X-Files because he was struggling with their breakup.
Also the whole movie took place over 24 hours, and it's a movie.
So many things are coming back to me. We got to re-release that. I'm going to listen to it. It was so good.
So yeah, I agree. I say no because I think that you have more than just one person that you're going to click with really well. And I want the best for you. And I think no matter why someone cheated, it points to lacks in the relationship, that we're there with or without the cheating. The cheating is kind of like the symptom, and you're not even looking at the cause.
Yeah. It's a huge, there's a huge lack of respect that your partner has for you, is what I would say.
Yeah. Let's look at all the different reasons. I don't want you to be with someone who fell out of love with you. I don't want to have you be with someone who doesn't feel committed to you, who's acting out of anger towards you, or whose self-esteem causes them to do such hurtful things, or who acts out instead of sharing that they're feeling neglected and that they want something more in your relationship, like more attention, more time, more cuddles, more acts of service, whatever it is. None of those things I think are a good relationship. It just happened to be that
this was the straw that broke the back, sort of thing.
Yeah. So I think it's very possible to regain trust in your next relationship and have healthy relationships moving on. And, I don't think that it's over for the person who cheated as well, but I think they lost their chance with you,
Yep.
Wow, sucks to suck. You
there's
lost
consequences.
Your chance.
Yeah, for sure.
Whatever, if that was the one true love of your life, then you fucked it up. I'm sorry, but
I like your approach. And don't just listen to our opinions on this. There are numbers. All right.
Yeah.
The outcome of participants' primary relationship depended more upon the motivations behind cheating than the fact it happened. If the motivator rose from anger, lack of love, low commitment, neglect, the relationship was more likely to end. Circumstantial infidelity gave the best chance for couples to stay together. That surprises me, but all right. In a turn of events, only 1 in 5 of relationships ended because of the affair. The number of couples stayed together despite their primary partner knowing, and slightly more stayed together and their primary partner never knew. The remaining relationships broke up for non-cheating reasons.
Yeah.
And relationships don't typically come out of cheating.
Yeah.
Which I love this. Only 1 out of 10 of affairs evolved into a committed relationship.
Yeah. I think that can be one of the things I hear about, I guess, fairly frequently, enough that it's a thing, where it's and they're still with the girl, and it's just or guy or whatever, like they're still with the person they cheated on me with, and it's hurting me to see that. And it's like,
but
first
it's
of all, let's not
temporary.
look, and it's temporary. It
Yeah.
will definitely not work out. He's definitely not treating her any differently than he treated you. And if he is, it's because they're still in like the love bombing, whatever phase, you
It
know?
really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as long-term success goes, yes, it's very unlikely.
Yeah. Do you think once a cheater, always a cheater,
No.
or no?
No.
Yeah.
I personally know I have some close friends who have done it for these various motivations,
Yeah.
who have gone on to have wonderful relationships and who learned from it and used it to become a better partner in the future with someone else. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So that's not what we're saying with like relationships don't come out of cheating. We're saying like the people who are doing the cheating, like they're not probably gonna end up together. Like
right.
Yeah, so if you know, if you've been in this situation, maybe you have done the cheating and it was like an emotional cheating, and you're like hoping that actually like you're just gonna like, you know, go hop from one relationship to the next, like it's not going to work out that way, like in all likelihood. So
if you've the one who has done the cheating, you know, there's lots of opportunities for you to learn about your patterns and to become better in the future, you know, learn to communicate better next time
and like
learn
think
to express your
about
needs.
Do the self-development and work to question why you feel like you can't be single. Because I think that's what a lot of what it comes down to sometimes is like this like you kind of start a new thing when you're in something, because like being alone is scary.
That is so true. And I do think that is subconsciously why a lot of people do it. Yeah, for sure. They don't want to leave their relationship because the void, the unknowing of being single is so terrifying for people. I get it.
So anyway, we're gonna work on that. So like those stats are crazy. Over 50% of them broke up for non-cheating reasons. Like I think if you dig down and really think about your ended relationship, chances are there were other things going wrong on both sides that may have contributed to the cheating, but honestly could have and should have been relationship enders in themselves. You know, and I think, you know, like just instead of focusing so much, like if you're the person who's been left and you've been cheated on and you're like, my confidence is so shot right now, let's like take the emphasis off of the fact like, oh, they cheated on me, and instead be, this relationship wasn't that good in the first place. They just happen to also cheat on all the other things that makes me not want to be in that relationship.
Yes.
Like,
I mean, we talk about cheating as just being, you know, this one catastrophic thing that happens in relationships, but you know, it's the same as any betrayal. You know, you're having completely clashing priorities. And it's not, the relationship isn't functional if you have different priorities, or if one person completely lacks respect for the other.
In the words of Olivia Rodrigo, you didn't cheat, but you're still a traitor.
Completely.
So all right, so how to regain trust when you're in your next relationship or you're dating again after being cheated on. Like, first of all, just take your time. You know, there's some wonderful wind chimey tinkles in the background. I hope you guys enjoy. You know, like you don't have to jump right back into dating, obviously. Like, I forgot to write this down, but you know, I think it just goes without saying at this point.
Well, I'm going to talk about
you're going to talk about
tips, going slow tips.
Slow. Like, we'll obviously if you try to dive back in like immediately, you're going to be struggling with a lot more confidence issues than you would if you took your time. So we'll go into going slow later, but you know, first off, like we've established, this was not a perfect relationship. It wasn't like everything was fine and then the cheating happened just like randomly out of the blue. But yeah, like while we're going through this, like, just know, like, we may be talking about this like we're cavalier and whatever, but it doesn't ease the sting of someone breaking your trust and putting your physical health at risk without your awareness. Like, we get that that is very scary and upsetting and traumatizing and all of those things, but we're trying to be like the voice of positivity and future casting and all of those things. So don't think we don't realize how hard it is.
It takes work. It really takes so much work, and I definitely get that, and that's why we're saying go slow. And one of the first things that you can do is learn kind of how this has affected you, the messages that you've started to take on, and once you learn those, you can learn how to not take this personally, and not wear it. So for instance, looking at your new underlying beliefs about yourself and your cheating and the relationship, and why you are now feeling insecure, or why you are now feeling like you might not trust again. So for instance, I'm not attractive enough. Some people might think that. I can guarantee you that has nothing to do with it, but I could see someone thinking that. People always cheat on me. Why wasn't I enough? If you can do the work to get to the bottom of your new beliefs, then you can work to overcome them.
Yeah. And, like, just be cautiously optimistic and use discernment. So, we're not saying like, no, try to revert back to your former self who like had no idea that this was even a possible thing that could happen to them. Like, you have, like, this is part of being wizened as an experienced person in the world now. You do know that there are bad people out there and bad things can happen to you. And, it'd be crazy of us to be like, no one will ever cheat on you again. Like, hopefully not, but it is a possibility. There are people who are very good at lying, but you also have now had the experience of like possibly being in that relationship and having these little spidey senses that something's not right, at the risk of confusing intuition and insecurity. Like, I do want to tell you your intuition is stronger now than it was before. Or at least, like, you are better at recognizing when your intuition is speaking. So, like, if you are dating someone new and you're like, this is so weird, like, I just feel really insecure about this, and like, I think it's me, it's just me projecting all my bad stuff on them. There's a possibility that that's the case, but if you don't really know this person super well and you're already getting like bad insecurity vibes, like, I'd encourage you to at least, continue with the knowledge that, hey, I'm getting the spidey senses that I got with my ex cheating. That might just be me, but chances are it's not. You can either A, wait and see, or B, be like, no, I've seen this movie before. I don't want to go there. I don't care if maybe you aren't cheating on me. If you are making me feel like you're cheating all the time, that's probably not very enjoyable or like supportive relationship to be in the first place, right? Like, what would you say about that, Janice? Like,
I'm listening. I'm seeing where you're going with this. I do agree. And then I would also say that this might be a good way to a good segue into going slow, both as far as taking your time starting to date again. You absolutely do not have to get into another relationship to prove to yourself that you're over it, to be, to have quote moved on. And then once you do decide that you might want to date again, one way to listen to your intuition as you go is to go slow with the person you're interested in. So people often ask, what does that mean? How can I go slow? And these are a few of our favorite tips. Things that I actually talked about on my slow down episode. First, wait a while, give yourself time for healing before you get right back out there. I think that this is an especially good tip if you feel wounded from cheating, because that really knocks a lot of people off balance. So
Mhm.
let the wounds heal. Take your time.
Yeah.
Take your time to build self-trust.
Yeah.
That, I think, is probably a big problem. If you've been cheated on, if you feel betrayed, you might be really second guessing yourself. And so, take some time and build that back up.
Yeah.
And I love working with people on self-trust. There's little things you can do, little commitments that you can make to yourself every day that help to build this.
Yeah.
And then test the waters before fully committing to opening up this new dating chapter of your life.
Mhm.
Go on 2 dates. If you don't like it, you can wait a while and then try it again.
Yeah.
Once you meet someone, space out the actual dates. That was just a very practical thing that you can do.
Yeah. And I think a lot of this too is like watching the other person's reaction to you taking it slow.
Yes.
Because if someone's like, no, I want to see you all the time every day, like, like,
completely.
Whoa there, Nelly.
Mm-hmm. And same with being open about wanting to take it slow. So that's exactly what Claire is saying. This is a good opportunity to try out your communication skills that you've hopefully decided to strengthen because of your experience. Use your words, tell everybody, tell the person you're interested in that you, want to take your time, get to know each other.
Yeah.
And spacing out communication. I am not a fan of, daily texts after just a couple dates.
No, not after a couple dates. No,
but people do. And you start to feel obligated. You start to feel bonded. You start to create this kind of superficial connection. And you do not have to be talking every day. I do not need you to ask me how I am in the morning after a first date.
Like I don't know you.
Yes, listen to your gut, like Claire said, and you will have more opportunity and space to listen to your gut if you're taking things slow and you're having time to yourself. And again, do lots of different things with people as you are starting to date them. Don't get into a routine or pattern or rut. These are all just practical ways to slow things down and see if there are spidey senses.
Yeah. And like you have the ability to do this and you just have to step into the responsibility to do this. And if you're struggling with doing it by yourself, like that is the time to bring in help. Like bring in a coach, bring in a therapist, put your team together. Like none of these athletes we see killing it on TV or whatever, they're not actually doing it alone. There's like a whole team of people supporting them. And I think that's with like anything in life, like if you want to excel at it, you should bring the right support system in around you. And like I have like a couple clients who, they hired me because they're like, I kind of know that my friends don't give good advice and my family doesn't have like a good, like, they never learned how to do these things, and like I love them and they try, but it hasn't been working,
They try. Yes. And coaching around starting to date again is so fun and it's so effective. And I think it would probably be a really good option for someone who's worried about taking in, wounds from their last relationship into the next. And with that, I will just say, do know that it's your responsibility to figure this out. It's not your next partner's responsibility. Yes, you can have conversations about maybe, some of your quote triggers around certain things, but you have to learn how to trust again. The other person isn't there to teach you how to trust. I know that's controversial, but I really think we need to come back to the personal responsibility.
I mean, personal responsibility. We're not saying that your new partner shouldn't be receptive or be trustworthy. Those things, yes, definitely, but they shouldn't be like teaching you how to do it for yourself. Like I think it's something you find like in yourself, and then like as you start dating again, you may like at times feel it slipping away or weakening, and that's when you need to like put in the effort to like bring it back to yourself and like reaffirm that anytime it feels like it's slipping. But I think you do you have to find it for yourself
Yeah.
first.
Yes.
Yeah.
1,000%. Love it. Love it. Love it. And as we are often saying, learn, and learn. Use this experience of being, quote, cheated on or having cheated as an opportunity to learn about yourself. What patterns do you have in relationships? Do you find yourself attracted to certain types of people? What will you do next time? What might you want to change as far as how you show up for your partners in relationships? Communicatively. This is your time. This is your opportunity to learn and grow. And the more you do that, the more you will be able to, I don't know if I'd say shake it off, but you will be able to move past it. I assure you, this does not define you. This is not going to control you forever. You can move past it. I promise you.
Yeah. It's just something you experienced once, know? So I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. Let us know. Do you agree with some of our points? Did something ruffle your feathers the wrong way? DM us, let us know. If you loved it and you're here for it, leave us a 5-star review. And also we will see you at the X-Files live Q&A recording.
If
Valentine's.
And you can challenge us.
You can challenge us there. Yeah. Bring it into the
let's talk about
forum.
lap sitting.
Lap sitting turned out to be divisive.
Oh, you know what? I have to say I had more fun with this episode than I thought I would. And I think maybe for that reason, it's a very interesting topic. I love the fact that people have different perspectives on these things.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Hard, doesn't it? It makes it needed to talk about. Like, it's necessary to actually verbalize, and don't just assume that your partner defines these things the same way you do, because chances are maybe they don't.
There's going to be some differences for sure.
Exactly. So we hope you've enjoyed it, and we will speak to your ears again very, very soon, and we love you. Bye.
Thank you for listening to X-Files, a podcast about breakups, broken hearts, and moving on.
If you liked this episode, please help others find us by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts or by following the show on Spotify.
And if you'd like to connect more with us and learn about breakup coaching, find us on Instagram at X-Files Podcast.